Patriots pulling up, ain't gonna stop. Hide if you want, cause it's ready or not. We the whole gang and we up on your block. Got the red dot on you, now take the shot. 2-8 don't face me, now I got my slide. We hunting down snakes, we aim for the hide. Try to judge me, I don't care what you say, cause the people are here and we win either way. Hey yo, shout out to the truckers who be honking on the road, blocking off the bridge even when the weather's cold. Missing out on money, but to them it do not matter. Fighting for their freedom is the reason that they gather. All over the world, anywhere that you can fathom. Ottawa to Paris, no they are not terrorists. Canberra to Vienna, run up a comparison. Trudeau can't stand them, then he try to ban them. Call up an emergency and do it with some urgency, and call up the city police to take away the liberties. But the numbers going strong, you know we never stand alone. We taking back a rest, you better take the story on your phone. Then we go to States, put the stick up on my plane. Ain't gonna show a back sport, you don't wanna ask for it. Then I'll call the truckers and we call it 18-wheeler force. Block it now and no remorse. Australia to hit the source, they calling for the power so that they can come to take your body, your life, to end your mortal strife. Take away the guns, then take away the funds. Hacking at the fundraisers so we know the hell awaits. And really think they're gonna stop it, but they'll never make a profit. No more water in the faucet, cause the workers don't deposit. For the timers doing violence, rebels got it moving silence. Till it's time to make it loud on the streets and in the cloud. Get banned, stand up, you know we gotta man up. I ain't gonna little timer try to lock us up. Say we gotta wear a mask while they party in the club. Vax that thing up, or I cannot buy us up. Think the politicians forgetting who paid the pay stub. It's only been a couple years, you know that we are fed up. Truck Trudeau in the same gun for Joe. And if you try to lock me down again, then I'ma let it blow. If you try to push the vaccine, I'ma say no. If you think that you're safe, we better run up in your place. We done with the games, we done with the snakes. You better be scared, we'll do what it takes. Patriots pulling up, ain't gonna stop. Hide if you want, cause it's ready or not. We the whole gang and we up on your block. Got the red dot on you, now take the shot.
I won't take the vax, no. Fauci is a backhole. Why you even rap, bro? If you ain't spitting facts, though. Fire like the Bascos. I'll check the swag, bro. Don't trust anyone on news and a lab coat bars. Why they always grifting for the black votes? TikTok pop star, swear it's all an act, bro. Now they want the truckers in the prison cause they mad, so I'ma make a song that made their next turn. Lassos. Call me rap cowboy. Even as a little DC, I was a loud boy. Spitting racist jokes in the class like a proud boy. Okay, who you kidding? I'm a Gavin this McGinnis when I'm rapping like a tabloid. 9/11 inside job. Michelle's got a real big schlong. Probably like 10-inch long. They probably wanna end this song, but we ain't gonna end this song. No, McDonald's fries kill more people than Corona did. Masked up class suffocating all the COVID kids. Let me take a breath. They're praying on the death. I blame it on the left. Daking who you rep. Jesus Christ is the set. I can see that they upset. Gays go to hell. Why? Cause they have anal sex, that's why. Faggot.
Patriots pulling up, ain't gonna stop. Hide if you want, cause it's ready or not. We the whole gang and we up on your block. Got the red dot on you, now take the shot. Stay awake, not woke, I'm tuned in. Your point of view too far, need to zoom in. Ain't got no facts, you assuming. About to call on blue, the way you be cluing. Stay awake, not woke, I'm tuned in. Your point of view too far, need to zoom in. Ain't got no facts, you assuming. About to call on blue, the way you be cluing. Have we had enough of your lies for one night? Have we felt enough of our pain to know it's real? How do you feel? Sick and tired of the lies, all I'm feeling is the pain. It's the devil in disguise while I'm standing in the rain. Water pouring from the sky, but you tell me the opposite. Like I don't have a consciousness, like I'm stuck in the matrix and my brain's up for the taking. But we don't do that, I know my facts. They say that he was elected, but where the stats at? They say that jab the only way to get your life back. But if you have a heart attack, then they will go to hide that. Look at the FDA, acting like KKK, trying to run all our lives like we they brand new slaves. Lose the job, bent from plain segregation, all the same. They call themselves progressives, but they taking us all back again. Bring the world to darkness and sacrifice the children then. When it's said and done, then you will never live with hope again. I say that we break the chains, we can't leave the world the same. Make love real again. As we fly above the truth, I ask of God, am I with you? I walk the path, go to the line, but still I feel that. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages from all across the world. You are now tuned into your favorite twice-weekly source for news, entertainment, politics, culture, you name it, we do it right here on the Chandler Brief, where the dress code is, of course, business casual. As you guys can see here, we started today
a little bit late. I'm kind of testing the waters a little bit. So we're starting at 4 today. We're going to see how that works. We've got a great crowd engagement so far. So if you're here in the chat, let me hear you. I see Moon Shadow, Aaron Behringer, Kenny K in the chat over on Twitch. Nice to see you. Of course, as you guys know, we're also streaming over on Rumble and Getter. So if you're tuning in over on Rumble and Getter, make sure you holla at me in the chat so I can shout you out. Love to see y'all supporting us over on alt tech platforms. To everybody watching on YouTube, of course, if you don't already know, we stream to Rumble. So if YouTube ever erases me, which lately it seems like they've been trying to do, make sure you jump on over and watch us over on Rumble. But without further ado, we've got a ton of subjects we're going to be jumping into, and as you guys know, here on the Chandler Brief, we try to keep things brief. So let's not dilly-dally any further and jump right into our topic of the day. Our first topic of the day is actually a very painful image that I have set as our thumbnail for the stream, but if you guys didn't take a look at the thumbnail, you're just like, oh, it's Chandler, I'm obviously going to watch, which I'm sure most of you were like. You didn't spend much time looking at this. This is a stock chart, sort of at least. It's one of those amalgamations that shows major companies, you know, corresponding to size. So major companies like Apple are very large, well, you know, comparatively smaller companies, though still massive companies like Disney and Verizon are much smaller. It will show you the indexes of how they're doing. And as you can see, today has been a bloodbath on the markets. Apple down, Google down, Amazon down, Tesla down. What is WMT? Consumer Defensive? Oh, I guess that's something. I don't know what that is. But Procter & Gamble's up slightly, but usually these companies are up major amounts. So as you can see, it's mostly red. The stock market is bleeding. These companies are bleeding. Now, of course, you know, they're major corporations. You know, one bad day isn't going to make them belly flop. And of course, all the socialists and people of that nature will be like, that's a good thing. The billionaires aren't getting more money. But you got to remember, these companies also employ hundreds of thousands of Americans each. A lot of them around that level. Combined, this is your economy. You more than likely work for one of these businesses up here. UMP, NEELIN, Basic Materials. That's gold. Okay, so you know, all these things, you might own stock in some of these. It's obviously a bad thing. I don't need to explain it to y'all. So you can see it's a big thing. Also, Bitcoin is down over 11%, now at just $30,000 a coin. So it's a pretty bad day on the market, which is very interesting. And of course, you scroll down, you're gonna see just this beautiful meme of Biden. I'm sure we had bad stock days under Trump too, but could it really have been quantified as often as it is happening under Biden? Which is quite funny, the way things are happening with what Biden is saying. We're going to jump into that in a second, but I want to read some of these comments. That's just going to more tweets, although there's a great one from Jim Jordan. He says, your 401k misses Trump, with 52,000 likes. Obviously, major support for former President Trump, and as many would say, current President Trump. We'll be jumping into that idea in a minute. But as you can see, some major bleeding happening. I had to show it off real quick. Aaron Behringer says, lol, CFBI holding strong. Reports Rumble makes 1 million in 12 hours from 2000. Yep, we're gonna get into that. Don't spoil my stories, Aaron. I see you. You're looking at my stories up here. Don't spoil them, Aaron. I know you're doing it. He says he's in here just to bully me if I say bleef. Well, I didn't do it today, and I'm trying my best not to do it. But it is very interesting that this is happening, and of course, this photoshopped image of Biden is over it. Meanwhile, Biden was speaking today, and he said it is his top priority to fight inflation. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth himself.
The bottom line is
the donkey's mouth, more aptly.
This. My top priority is fighting inflation and lowering prices for families and things they need. Today's announcement is going to give millions of families a little more breathing room to help them pay their bills.
A little more breathing room to help them pay their bills. Really? Because I thought we were putting the environment first, or supporting our allies, quote unquote, who are at war first. Oh wait, no, Joe, that is precisely what you're doing, because at the same time he's saying we want to fight inflation so that you can afford your formula, and I actually have a very funny meme I'm going to show you all in a minute about that. But no, he's working on standing with the Ukraine Democracy Defense Land Lease Act. And hold on, I want to pull up this meme first just to really hammer it in. I think it was by Grand Old Memes. It's just this hilarious. Where is he? Grand Old... Oh my gosh, I think Twitter's hiding him. Hold on, I want to show you guys just how hard it is to find Grand Old Memes. I just looked that up and see. Okay, there you go. Put it to me finally when I typed in his handle. But I want to show you, I got that baby formula for the low. One for $15. It's a little dime bag. So sad. Eventually, we're going to get there with the way inflation is going. But instead of doing anything to fight it, Joe Biden is saying, let's sign the yada yada act that will streamline U.S. military aid to Ukraine. Check this out.
Because it really matters.
It's very quiet, but obviously he's not saying anything. This is how he's going to fight the
Ultra.
MAGA.
obviously. Gosh. Look at him go. Those are tax dollars flying out of your bank accounts and into the bank accounts of racist Nazi Ukraine soldiers. Not kidding. Of course, not all of them, but
Done.
done. Right? Is that what we're doing? We're clapping for that? Aaron says, opens the floodgates of American taxpayer money into his laundering scheme. Well, let's see what the people say. Do the majority of American people approve that? No. The common sense answer is yes, with a 16 comment ratio. Now, of course, you guys know Twitter isn't real life, but a good, litmus test of where some people stand, especially the people that are on Twitter, which is just more often than not the average American sitting at the drive-thru or sitting at work, I don't know, just random places on their phone. Oh, Biden signed another act for Ukraine. Listen, I'm all for Ukraine. I even put the Ukraine flag in my bio, but gas is $4.60 where he is. Somebody says $4.79 in New York. He said a rookie number with $6.55. I'm sure. I'm hopefully this is from like a month ago when things were just sky high, and they've thinned out a little bit, mostly because state governments have been eating it instead by just reducing their state taxes. And I think there's been some federal gas tax movement, maybe, or at least some talks of it. So gas prices have been structuring down a little bit, but still insane numbers to see. Meanwhile, we're sending money overseas to Ukraine. Is this what we're doing? How is it he got roped into World War I, a freighter with sunk-carrying war material mixed with civilian vessels? Biden is defending Ukraine's border instead of the U.S. southern border, which many people have been saying. Many people have been saying that. But meanwhile in Ukraine, surprise concert in Kiev bomb shelter, U2 rockers entertain small crowd. Gosh, you guys remember when U2 had an album on everybody's phone and nobody wanted it? Yeah, I think this is the exact same situation as that. I'm sure the Ukrainian people were dancing and having a good time, but also come on guys, send us more money. And well, I guess they got both of what they wanted. They got a free show from American performers and and money. You love to see it, truly. Everyone needs to watch Odessa on fire, but what about that lotto though? And what's the lotto price sign? It's conspiracy to keep the real info from us. Oh, let's see. Where is that? I think it was under the 460 thing. I don't really pay attention to lotto things. Yeah, it's just this ATM lotto. I guess they sell lottery tickets there. That's probably it. Man, I guess we're going to have to go for that low baby formula price. I'm thinking that's the only choice. Aaron says he's proud to say he's never heard a U2 song in his life. Can you spare $7 billion, please? God bless. With Zelensky's face photoshopped over it. The meme war is truly in effect, and I can say with certainty that we're doing amazingly. I mean, Grand Old Memes does a great job. A riot is the voice of the unheard, not for January 6th, but straight from Be Alone to Summer of Love to women's rights, quote unquote. We all know what's up with women's rights, and I'll have to check that out in a minute. We're going to jump into another women's rights story, though, which is coming from the new incoming press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, who apparently believes that Brian Kemp stole the gubernatorial election from Georgians and Stacey Abrams. She said this back in 2020. Yes. This press secretary has even more what's the word I'm looking for? Not conspiracy. Has more convolution around her. Has more, I can't even think of it. The hot water. She's in hot water over these former comments, and you guys are not going to want to miss out on this. But we'll be back after a few messages from our sponsor.
Hey freethinkers, Chandler here, and welcome to the brand new one-of-a-kind commercial break. Here on the Chandler Crump channel, we pride ourselves on straight-talking nature, adherence to facts, resistance to media programming, and a loyalty to the red, white, and blue. Above all, we bring it to you in a cheerful nature to package all the bad news and or occasional good news in a way that'll make you smile while you cry. Whether that crying be from laughter or sadness is up to you. Anyhow, through these efforts, I have come under fire from YouTube, Twitter, and the rest of the big tech giants alike. It is through these attacks that we've had to work even harder in order to persevere and continue to deliver the message. It is through this that I come to you humble viewers with a request. I know I've said it before countless times, and I probably will countless times more. This show is funded and supported independently by viewers like you. $1 or $100, one time or once a month. Everything goes towards supporting our ability to bring the show to you. These live shows are what I consider to be my job, and I only get paid on tips around here. So if you think I've done a good job or want to encourage me to do even better, then check out the description of this video and go to donorbox.org/support-Chandler.
This is our donation processor and the one-stop shop to support all things Chandler. A donation here allows you to send support as well as a message. During live shows, I read your message out loud, and if it's a question, do my best to answer. If you choose to, you can even have your name appear on stream to flaunt that you support our show. This is of course the illustrious Hall of Heroes bar above me. Another path to the Hall of Heroes is of course Cash App. My Cash App code is $ChandlerCR and it's visible on every one of my streams. It works the exact same as DonorBox. However, if you wish to remain anonymous, leave a note in your donation stating your anonymity. DonorBox or Cash App aren't the only ways to support me, of course. You could join our Locals community as well. Locals is a platform that allows you to financially support your favorite creators on a one-time or monthly basis, as well as interact with others who have done the same. In this community, you can even gain access to exclusive content, early sneak peeks at music, and much, much more. Whatever you choose to do in regards to supporting me, I appreciate it 1000%. Thank you guys so much. Now, let's get back to the show. So yeah, somebody in the comments gave me the right word. It was Aaron, and he said, the new press secretary is a conspiracy theorist. Yes, I think that is one of the words I was maybe looking for, but she is knee-deep in conspiracy, at least she was in April of 2020. Now, of course, people saying Brian Kemp stole the gubernatorial election didn't get their entire YouTube channels and Twitter accounts suspended. People that said President Trump did not lose, did lose their accounts. And I'm saying it that way purposefully confusing so that the YouTube automatic robots don't flag my channel, although I'm sure I've been flagged for a long time now. But this is what Karine Jean-Pierre was saying back in 2020 on her personal account. Well, now she's doing a few other personal things too, but this is actually really interesting because it's coming, well, you know, this is coming up into the field. Of course, it was tweeted a long time ago, but it is now the gubernatorial primary elections are now open for early voting here in Georgia. And that primary, I believe, is up on May 22nd or 24th, one of those two dates. I think it's the 24th, but things are about to get hot in Georgia, and it's only going to get crazier. And we're going to have to see if these comments from incoming press secretary have any weight on that. I mean, more than likely not. It's the Republican primary. We don't really care what the Democrat press secretary has to say. But what we should care about is her inappropriate relationship with a CNN news anchor, which could be a potential conflict of interest. Biden's new press secretary sparks conflict of interest concerns over relationship with CNN's Suzanne Mulvo. This is crazy. And of course, she's the LGBT black queen, as stated. President Biden's trailblazing pick for his new press secretary is already being accused of creating troubling conflicts of interest because of her longtime relationship with CNN reporter Suzanne Mulvo. Karine Jean-Pierre, who next Friday will be both the next black and first openly gay person to hold a key White House post, lives with the network's national correspondent in D.C. with their 7-year-old daughter. Okay. The Haitian-born press pick gushed about her relationship with Mulvo and Jean-Pierre's 2019 memoir, Moving Forward. Most of all, I want to say that every word of this book was written with love for my partner, Suzanne Mulvo, and our daughter, Soleil Mulvo Jean-Pierre. Wow, you are my life. She also wrote thanking the Mulvo family. While Jean-Pierre's groundbreaking pick for the White House post was widely celebrated, it also left some questioning her and Mulvo's impartiality. CNN's recent scandals have included now Axed host Chris Cuomo's behind-the-scene meddling and brother and then Governor Andrew Cuomo's scandals. Yikes! Yikes, 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 yikes. Aaron says she's not doing as many personal things as Kamala, though. Wow, just terrible. As you can see, though, a lot of concern for what is happening, which is very fitting. Of course, groundbreaking post, as they put it. Let's jump back into this. It also comes after her soon-to-be predecessor, Jen Psaki, sparked similar conflict concerns for keeping their top job for 6 weeks after it was widely reported she'd been hired by MSNBC. Soon after Jean-Pierre's new gig was announced, Alex Marlow, editor-in-chief of Breitbart, tweeted, "This is one of the many examples of the corporate media literally in bed with the government it covers." So true. So very true. Marlow noted that he had been already raising concerns about Jean-Pierre's relationship with Mulvo in his book, Breaking the News. CNN will continue to be, in effect, the Biden administration's communications shop, Breitbart claimed. This is one of the many examples of the corporate media literally in bed with the government. He had already raised concerns about the couple's relationship and its possible influence in his book, he noted. A researcher also asked on Twitter, what is the name of the universe where this is not a conflict of interest? But Joanne Holmes, the associate editor of LGBT Nation, said he has spent 2 years covering Jean-Pierre's rise and insisted that she's the best person for the job. Still, Holmes concluded that her relationship with Mulvo was bound to eventually spark accusations of conflict of interest. I'm sure there won't be Cuomo-level interest violations, but expected to be brought up in the future, he said. And here's the image of Jean-Pierre and Mulvo. Wow. Isn't that strong? Isn't that beautiful? Of course, it's all being paraded on our face, so we have no choice but to say yes, or we'll get banned from YouTube. I won't comment any further on it. However, what I will comment on is some breaking stuff coming from Dinesh D'Souza and his latest documentary he's made. I think like 10 documentaries over the past decade or so. He's been just really knocking it out of the park with documentaries about Hillary, Obama, Trump, Biden, and now his newest documentary about the 2020 election, which is turning heads all over. He is a great guy, truly a great guy. Want to give a shout out to my folks over on Rumble first. Shout out to Joker Ace, love you guys too, even any crazy wokies watching. And also shout out to Saint June, who's watching us over on Rumble. Really appreciate you. Nice to see you. Shout out to my folks watching over on Gitter. I appreciate y'all as well. Y'all are amazing. Kenny says watched it twice last night. Oh, we're gonna jump into it then. We are going to jump into it. All right. So before we jump directly into the thing itself, I want to talk about Dinesh D'Souza, and he is tearing at Newsmax. And as you guys know, Newsmax is a supposedly far-right misinformation post, but they aren't even all that far-right. They've actually been censoring Dinesh D'Souza. He says, by the way, Newsmax is blocking coverage of 2000 Mules. I was booked on Stinchfield's Newsmax show, and then the network canceled on me. Criticize the move if you like, but why isn't this a legitimate news story? How can so-called news networks pretend it doesn't exist? Wow, that's not a news channel then. You have actual footage. Which is true. He has actual footage in the documentary. Now, I have not watched it yet. I'm considering doing maybe like a live watch reaction with y'all, especially once it opens up. Or I might just watch it on my own time. You guys let me know what you want in the comments. Maybe I'll do like a review of it or something. Let me know. Because I haven't watched it yet. I've been holding off a little bit. So I'm just commenting on the outside looking in. Kenny says he'll gift it to me. That would be really nice. I think it's available online. I was sent a link of it, so don't worry about that. I think I just want to know if I should make some content about it or not, but I really do appreciate that, Kenny. But now I want to jump into the big side of this. Now, Rumble, which is one of the services that was exclusively publishing 2000 Mules for, I believe, purchase, and they had a live stream of it as well, says in less than 12 hours, 2000 Mules has grossed more than $1 million on Locals and Rumble combined. Now, Rumble owns Locals, and that's a really cool logo. I like that logo. And then, of course, there's Locals, of which I'm available on both platforms, so make sure you watch me on Rumble and Locals. But this is crazy. Let's zoom in and read about this. Dinesh D'Souza's new movie, 2000 Mules. Oh, Kenny. Kenny just sent $30 on Cash App. All right. I'll put it towards 2000 Mules content. I'll do that because I can watch it for free. I believe I already have it, but I will make content about it, and it will be in your name. So big thank you, Kenny. I'll add you to the list right up here above me. We'll read the story in a second. Big shout out to Kenny for joining the Hall of Heroes. Once again, he did say he'd make it rain in May, so he's holding himself to his promise. Big thank you, Kenny. And we will have 2000 Mules content coming real soon. I'll make sure to watch it for you. Dinesh D'Souza's new movie, 2000 Mules, which launched on Saturday, May 7th, grossed more than $1 million in less than 12 hours. Nope. Make that $1 million plus 30 from Kenny in less than 12 hours on the video streaming platform Rumble and its subscription-based platform Locals. Oh, Kenny just added $5 to that for Grab a Coffee. You got it, Kenny. I'm going to upstate your amount real quick. Let me finish the story. Big thank you, Kenny. As you guys can see, he's up there. Siri's talking to me. In less than 12 hours on the video streaming platform Rumble and its subscription-based platform Locals. The movie's gross sales on Rumble and Locals, which began on Saturday at noon, are good enough to put 2000 Mules in the top box office 10 for the weekend of May 6th to May 8th. Will that happen? I don't know. I think I know how box offices work, and they won't recognize it, but that's still crazy big. Supporting creative independence is core to our values, and we are thrilled to offer creators a new way to distribute and sell movies independently, said Locals president Asaf Lev. The success of 2000 Mules on Rumble is a great sign for creators who do not want to be silenced or censored for their speech. You can find Dinesh D'Souza's Locals community here. I'll actually click into that. You can purchase the 2000 Mules movie here. Rumble is a high-growth neutral video platform that is creating the rails and independent infrastructure designed to be immune to cancel culture. Rumble's mission is to restore the internet to its roots by making it free and open once again. And as you can see, this is Dinesh D'Souza's Locals community here, and here is actually how you watch the movie. And you can buy it for $29.99 right here on Locals and watch it there on Locals, which is supported by the Rumble Cloud. Now, if you also want to, you could visit my Locals community right here, and it will greet you a page that looks similar to, it'll look like this, but for me. Let me see if I can show you guys it like without it. I don't know. I'd probably have to log out to do that. But as you guys can see here, this is my Locals community. I have exclusive content here, including a backstory of my most recent interview I did with Glenn Beck, my most recent music video, some memes that I found that are just hilarious. Actually, I kind of want to watch this again. Breaking into Twitter. Just great, amazing, hilarious stuff that you aren't going to want to miss out on. So Locals, Rumble are doing amazing things over there, and I'm truly proud of them. I really am. Like Rumble, I've watched it grow from just a bumbling startup that is trying to beat the wave of censorship, and it's been going for a long time. So don't make it look like I've been there from the beginning, but it has become something even major. And even Trump is involved, because Trump, Rumble, and Truth Social have actually partnered together. And let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Truth Social is actually now supported by the Rumble Cloud. Truth Social migrates to the Rumble cloud. They did this last month. Today, the video platform Rumble announced that Truth Social, created by Trump Media Group, has successfully migrated its website and mobile applications to Rumble's cloud. This migration will enable the Truth Social platform to scale significantly on a new and cancel culture-free cloud platform. Truth Social's move also marks the first significant customer to onboard with Rumble's cloud service business. And then there's a quote from them, Chris Pavlovsky. Yesterday, Truth Social and Rumble took a major stride towards rescuing the internet from the grip of the big tech tyrants. So major things happening over there, and I couldn't be more proud of them. This is everything I've been talking about. You know, the parallel economy, parallel internet, which is the most important thing. The internet at the very beginning was a revolution. It made everything in the hands of the people. Web 1, Web 1.0, which was the beginning of the internet, was the Wild West. The worldwide Wild Web is, I believe, what some people called it, because it was so open source. Everybody could contribute. And, some bad actors could, but some amazing and great actors could as well. But then it started to become all corporate, and, we had YouTubes and Twitters, and it was great for the first couple of years. But now that these big tech giants are so massive and powerful, as you can see by this image, even if they're losing money, and this is actually the meme of Joe, but by this image, they're massive. Google, Amazon, I think that's Microsoft, Oracle, Adobe, S&PS, I don't know, a lot of major companies, Nvidia, that own so much space in the tech market and on the internet that they could just shut you down. They could just hide you. It became kind of scary. Web 3.0 and beyond are supposed to be what is putting power back in the hands of the people. I think it's 3.0 and 4.0 and beyond that are supposed to allow us to have control. These are just tech terms. They may go over your head. But companies like Rumble, Minds, Odyssey that are, either making it on the basis of free speech or putting it back in the hands of, say, a blockchain, are what are going to allow people to say what they want to say and not have to deal with any of the consequences of it. Speaking of consequences of it, I want to bring up one final story here. I think I want to make this a sort of staple on our shows, both the Chandler Brief and Crump Live, in which I talk about something scary that is happening with adults that are doing things to the next generation, the sort of LGBT. Last Friday, I believe, we talked about a story called the Saga of Sage. If you guys didn't hear about it, I can give you a quick overview of it. It was a story of a young girl who became transgender and was then trafficked, and she was bullied because of being transgender and ran away from home. It was the most disgusting tale. It was very sad, and she was abused. And that was because at her school she was pressured to become LGBT and go under a new trans identity. This is yet another example of it. This kind of shows the teacher side of it, how teachers may have contributed to it. A 4th grade teacher says a lot of her students are queer because she is. This is not a joke. Let's check this out.
My kids from last year are now in 5th grade, and they come visit me almost every day after school. And a lot of them are queer because I am queer, and they figured it out, and so I've become their safe space. And today they found my.
Okay.
Guess Who. And they started playing Guess Who, but they didn't play it the normal way. How did they play it? They used things like, this person looks like a lesbian baddie who's gonna come over and make you dinner. Well,
what? These are 5th graders. Oh my gosh. For a video like this, I like to not watch it in advance. I review a lot of my stories beforehand just to make sure I got the right stuff, and sometimes things slip through. But for something like this that I just know is going to give me an amazing reaction like that one right there, I have to not watch it. Just so you guys get the pure, unbought reaction. And wow, I'm glad I did, because what the heck? I haven't seen it. We're all watching this for the first time here. What?
This person looks like a lesbian baddie who's gonna come over and make you dinner.
Ugh, gosh. This is what your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews are going through in public schools. And you wonder why people like Jack Posobiec and myself say, get out of cities, or at the very least, if you can't, get your kids out of public schools, because these are the people your schools are hiring. This is where your tax dollars are going, to make sure that this teacher can impart on your students the lesbian baddie to come and make you dinner.
Well, which one of these characters is a lesbian baddie that's gonna come over and make you dinner? Oh, Olivia is? Oh, great. Which character just looks?
That's St. June asks. That's a teacher. That's a 4th grade teacher right there. Believe it or not, that is a 4th grade teacher. I was how old was I in 4th grade? I don't even know. I was like, what, 7, 8? I think it was maybe 9. In 4th grade, my 4th grade was 2014, so I was just about 9 to 10. Wow. So these are 9-year-olds that are using terms like lesbian baddie to come and make you dinner. These are terms I don't even use, and I'm 17. And I mean, I wouldn't need to use them. Most people don't use them. But it's a weird counterculture branch that does. And, that's you can do your thing. But when you start to literally prove the slippery slope theory and impart it on the next generation, impart it on 9-year-olds who were born not even a decade ago. And you wonder why so many people are like, this is going too far. We need to start standing up against it. We need to do something in the culture, or we need to pass some laws that will make it illegal. Like, I don't know, the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida. Now, of course, under the terms of the Don't Say Gay bill, this teacher actually would not be violating anything. Of course, it would be up for the county to decide, make that review, but still, it becomes the county's rights issue. In Florida, if this teacher were a 3rd grade teacher, she would have lost her job. And somebody in the comments is like, wasn't she fired for grooming or something? I think that might be a different teacher, but I know what you're talking about, and it was Libs of TikTok that posted that one as well. But in Florida, this, in some counties, might actually be legal, which goes to show you that even in a red state that is super based like Florida, and we talked about this before, that state is heavily in support of their governor, Ron DeSantis, and heavily traditional and conservative in a lot of areas, this is still a thing that can possibly happen, depending on your county. Which proves that we need to fight even harder to make sure that it can't, unless you want your niece and nephew shaving their head, talking about a lesbian baddie coming to make you dinner. If that's cool with you, be my guest. Be my guest.
Is a lesbian baddie that's gonna come over and make you dinner. Oh, Olivia is? Oh, great. Which character just looks gay? Well, meet Mike.
So you're not allowed to assume somebody based on you're not allowed to assume somebody's gender based on what they look like, but you are allowed to say, oh yeah, he looks gay. Apparently, I guess they get to do that.
These kids, I'm so happy that they are figuring out who they are and that they're happy with who they are and that they found the safe space.
They're not figuring out who they are.
Man, I could never imagine being in 5th grade saying these things out loud, even though I know they're all okay.
Internalized homophobia. No, that is your maternal nature to defend children from a depraved psychotic ideology. Like, lesbian baddie to make you dinner. It's true. Now, of course, the people online are going to say, that's internalized homophobia. You're being everything that you're against. No, that is your womanly nature, maternal nature that you are born with. That's your instincts telling you you're wrong. But of course, you're going to ignore it.
I grew up super religious where nothing was okay. And so seeing this happen, I'm like, but I'm also like, yay, but
I can't comment any further. Aaron says, I just checked, she did get fired. Is that true? Aaron, can you tell me a little bit about her before we wrap up here? I want to know what's her name, and then I can look up the story myself. Let's see here. 4th grade teacher, maybe I could say fourth grade teacher queer something like that. I think, is this the story? Fourth grade teacher. Oh yeah, okay, I found it. I just looked at the words fourth grade teacher. Queer elementary teacher put on leave after talking with students about their sexuality. A fourth grade teacher at a Utah charter school has been placed on administrative leave after she posted a video on social media describing conversations she had with students about their sexuality. Hall implied she was excited to see students acting in this manner, but considering her background in a very conservative household, she was unsure what to think about such young kids using that language. Like I said, her internal maternal nature. It's a funny rhyme. Her internal maternal. I might have to rhyme that in a rap or something, but the National Desk reached out to Renaissance Academy in Lehigh, where Hall's a teacher. The school told NTD that after it became aware of the concerning video describing inappropriate conversations, Hall was placed on administrative leave, pending a thorough investigation. Well, thank Utah. That proves it right there. Utah is a good state for that as well, but still. And that was in a charter school, which is supposed to be at least a little bit better than a public school. You got to be careful, guys. This is only one example of a teacher that got fired. And only one example of a teacher that was dumb enough to put it all on TikTok and sadly go TikTok viral and have 1.5 million people see it, and that's just on Twitter. It probably had millions of viewers over on TikTok as well, and maybe other views on Twitter that weren't even from Lives of TikTok. So, as you can see, this is a major mess. I think the Quartering has a video on it as well, which is just great. Happy to see it being talked about and being pushed out there, but man. St. Tune says, watch out, AOC. There's a crazier creature than you. Oh my gosh. You love to see it. I'm so happy that she got what was coming to her. She's on administrative leave, and we'll see a review. But obviously, ton of concern. I'm praying for those children. I hope that they are able to recover from all of that happened. And man, I hope the future is brighter. That's why I said we need people that are going to stand up. We need young people that are going to look around inside their own classrooms and say, I'm as much as I am for freedom and the pursuit of happiness. This is not that pursuit. This is the pursuit of depravity. This is not living your life to the fullest. This is compounding onto what is being taught by these teachers, and this is bending the knee. I can't say much more. YouTube will strike me down, but I wanted to put that out there. Aaron says, if you use that language in school 10 years ago, when I was 16, they'd send you to detention. Yeah, 10 years ago for me, I was just about in kindergarten. No, 10 years ago was 2012, so I was in second grade. Yeah, no, if I had pulled up the school thing, I want a lesbian baddie to come cook me dinner, they'd probably send me to the assistant principal's office. I'm sure they would, because it was 2012, 10 years ago. But it'll be what it'll be. Aaron, you and I are the last remnants of a soon-to-be bygone era, and honestly, you can barely say that for me, because by 8th grade, it was all in my middle school, and I'm told past that it's been just as bad, if not worse. So you know what? It doesn't matter where you are. We have a lot of work to do if we're going to keep things not a way in which we have 9-year-olds saying lesbian baddie to cook you dinner. That's neither here nor there. That does conclude today's edition of the Chandler Brief. But to leave you guys with a very scary message, Elon Musk is concerned for his life. He says, if I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing ya. That'll leave you with plenty to think about. Thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in with me. Before we go, I have a quick message from our sponsor. Don't leave quite yet. We have some things to talk about afterwards. I'll be right back.
Hey freethinkers, Chandler here, and man, covering the news of the day, reading your comments, and containing my laughter sure are tiring, right? I'm sure your day-to-day life leaves you just as, if not more tired than me. So why not elevate your night's sleep, all while supporting a great patriot? Of course, you knew it was coming. It was too good to pass up. MyPillow is your ultimate night's sleep. Pillows, blankets, sheets, mattresses, mattress toppers, pajamas, loungewear. As you can hear by me droning on in the background, the list of MyPillow products is long and varied, and sometimes, dare I say, ridiculous. But it all goes towards an amazing cause, all the while giving you the best night's sleep in the whole wide world. Mike Lindell is an amazing patriot and a man I've met a few times myself. I can tell you, he's just as real in person as he is online. He has an inspiring story of recovering from addiction and is a true warrior. You could tell just by how hard the media comes after him. The best way to stand by Mike Lindell, stand by the patriots who have been canceled, and to stand by your wife or husband who would love to wake up in the morning to a non-cranky mess, go to MyPillow.com and use code CRUMP, that is code CRUMP, for your very own discount today. Now, let's get back to the show.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I was about to wrap up the show, but briefly before we go, I gotta give a shout out to Joker Ace over on Rumble. He has been an absolute goat in the comments, and oh my gosh, he just left the most hilarious comment. He said, lesbian baddie in the kitchen, she's already back where she isn't supposed to be. I'm sorry, Joker Ace is an absolute king. Shout out to all my folks who watch us over on Rumble. I really appreciate you. Juncito, or also St. June Park over here on YouTube. Shout out You Ain't Wrong here on YouTube. Aaron Behringer, Moon Shadow, Dare Dad, love to see you. Toonshi, all of y'all. Toonshi says Mike does look a little fruity. Well, that's just the metrosexual way that is so popular nowadays. It is what it is. But always going where they shouldn't go. Big thank you to Joker Ace for that great laugh right there. Really appreciate y'all. We'll be back tomorrow at 8. I'm thinking we might reschedule our Chandler Brief shows to be at 4. I think that might work a little bit better for y'all. We had a lot of people here today. So let me know in the comments, you think 3 or 4 works a little bit better? I think we've got a lot of people here for this 4 show, so I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what we should do. Stick with 3 p.m. or maybe move it to 4 p.m. Eastern. Let me know. I like to crowdsource the show. It's a very community-driven episode, and show in general we do here. So big thank you to all of y'all, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 8 Eastern for Crump Live. And aside from all that, I'll catch you next time, free thinkers. Don't forget to spread the virus of intelligence. Peace.
Into the light we go.